Henny boys, getting ready to hit the rocket press button. We're going to Mars.
We're definitely going to Mars on this one.
All right, man. There's some great news coming out of California, obviously at the San Diego Comicon.
And 2019.
2019, and man, after everything that's transpired since last year's Comic-Con, Marvel Studios is obviously out of control. Things are going crazy as can be.
Insanity right now.
Insane. Which brings us to the topic of today's episode, which is basically
Phasefour.
Phasefour.
Marvel Phasefour.
Not to be confused
Holy
with
shit.
Phasefour, the science fiction film from the 70s, which is real good.
Okay.
But
you own it? We'll get to that.
I don't own it, but
yeah.
it's an interesting film. No, Phasefour by itself, quote unquote, Phasefour, Marvel Studios, San Diego Comic-Con.
And they drop bombs. Let's get to it.
Well, the one film that I was going to talk about that I thought I was going to start off with is the Eternals, but I'm actually thinking we'll go to the end of that because the Eternals may factor in bigger than my original notes and everything that came out of San Diego. But Marvel had the Eternals listed as the first film on their website. It wasn't like the Eternals were sort of just tossed out there randomly. So they're not going to tell us.
So there's some importance.
Yeah, I really think there is. But, there's some other things that are going on that are really fantastic. And, I mean, Doctor Strange was so good.
Fantastic?
Yeah, Mr. Reed Richards and his lovely wife. We were going to be seeing them soon, I think.
Johnny Storm, Benjamin Grimm. But you were saying Doctor Strange?
Yeah, well...
Phasefour.
Get it? It's like even Thor gets a fourth film finally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you weren't thinking of that one earlier.
Yeah, this Phasefour is crazy.
Well, after how good Doctor Strange was in the two Avengers films, which arguably was better than he was in his first movie, but he was still decent. Cumberbatch is off the charts, man.
Yes.
I love the guy. He's fantastic. And he was so good. They're going to do it again, man. They're calling it the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
great title.
That is a phenomenal title, and that feels like you can go anywhere. So we're going to probably get the proper introduction of the multiverse.
Exactly. What a proper place to put it.
Yeah, and now we have madness in the title. So, what does that even mean?
Well, it means what we've seen a little bit in the Spider-Verse cartoon from last year, the feature film, and Enter into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
It'll add more to that. Cause
Such a great film, by the way. Such
unbelievable.
A great film.
My son's in love with that film. He watches it more than the regular ones. So it's pretty impressive. I think because Marvel doesn't want to reinvent the wheel, it's already working, get right to it. The formula is good. Their formula works well for financial gains. A little more comical than I would like it personally, but I still think it's very entertaining. Yeah. And I still go to all the movies.
Yeah, we definitely
so I'm an old curmudgeon, old comic book fan who bitches and moans. So what? There's a lot of us. But we're allowed to say things if we want.
Absolutely.
What the hell? And then we get a little bit of Elizabeth Olsen, who was also phenomenal in the last two.
She's going to co-star in this one.
Yeah, so Doctor Strange, instead of like Clea, which is his girlfriend in the comic books, Clea doesn't really have any powers. She's sort of like the respectful, subservient.
Okay.
There's hints that he might like her, but they never really, some writers in the comics have shown that they fell in love briefly, but it's not going to happen in the movies.
Okay.
So I think that sets it up real nice. And Elizabeth Olsen is a fine girl, and I think she'll be great with Cumberbatch.
Yeah. So technically, in the comic books, she gained her powers from being a mutant.
Yeah.
So obviously, we know that she got her powers in the MCU iteration from one of the Infinity Stones. So they always said that was technically magic.
Yeah.
And they also said that what Doctor Strange does is technically magic, but at the same time science. So I guess that's a good fit, They're both, kind of mystical, magical powers.
Well, Doctor Strange, after he had the accident in his origin,
yes,
and he's already a very smart person because he was a doctor, he's a professional doctor in the medical field, that the information that the Ancient One gave him, he was able to decipher that in such a way that he took it to another level.
Yes.
So his intelligence and the old Master of Mystic Arts is what Doctor Strange, his original title was, Doctor Strange, the Master of Mystic Arts. Sorcerer Supreme. So I think it really works. In many, many ways, Doctor Strange also could be one of the most important Marvel characters, the way he's shaping up.
Oh, absolutely. He's got very good presence on the battlefield. He's an intelligent guy, and he's very pragmatic. He's very practical, and you're going to need that in the upcoming films because I feel like with what we've seen, that things are just going to get ramped up even more than we've already seen.
Yeah, and actually faster than in the first 10 films.
Obviously.
Because I think the fans kind of know the style already, so they can bring them on a little faster.
Yeah, so we don't need as much build-up as we got with the first 10 years.
That's what I think. And I think another thing, too, to keep in mind is that... what did they mention? They mentioned the What If TV show. I know it's a side note. I was going to, we were going to talk about mostly movies today, but just a fast, quick interjection of the side notes. The movies are all, when they start stretching things drastically and they give us a female Thor, which we're going to talk about, and some other things, they're really sort of already creating what ifs anyway.
Yeah.
In recent years in the comic books, Marvel's been doing such extreme things with, like, Spider-Gwen and the Ghost, whatever the hell it is, which is a form of the Ghost Rider and the Punisher and all these other things.
The blended characters are doing right now.
So I was saying to some of the customers that come in on our busy days and whatnot, we shoot the breeze, we talk about fandom a lot. It's like Marvel's actually producing a lot more. They're actually producing a lot more what if style stories in the comics.
Yeah, it's already built in.
It's built in. So when I actually saw the announcements from San Diego, we're like,
it wasn't a surprise.
Bingo. Because multiverse is like playing around with the same shit that DC likes.
Absolutely.
You got multiple worlds, you could do multiple things.
Yeah, DC has the Elseworlds, and Marvel has the the multiverse.
Correct.
So yeah, so I think that pretty much wraps up Doctor Strange, which that's a lot, and Marvel's going to deliver, and like you said earlier, they really nailed the character in Infinity War. So like now we're going to get to see the iteration of Doctor Strange that we've been looking for, Not that once again, not that he was bad in the movie, but like he definitely stepped it up.
He definitely stepped it up. I think the directors, the Russo brothers, brought him to another level. Because in that Infinity War film, he holds Thanos at bay for about 15, 20 minutes.
I love everything he does in that film. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is my Doctor Strange right here.
He's confident. He's not nervous. He keeps trying. He realizes they got to figure the answer out.
Yes.
It was like fine wine. He was fantastic in that film. I'm going to guess there's no more feature films in San Diego they're going to talk about. I think we got the first little batch right here.
Yes.
Because if they had more, it's going to throw off our plans of thoughts and everything, and the things that we're surmising might be transpiring. But all the data for where this is all going is in this series of films.
Yes.
And we'll get to it a little bit further with you, the Shang-Chi and the Thor film. We'll talk about the Thor film. Love and Thunder?
Love and Thunder. And the big news, the bomb.
Tell us.
We're getting a female Thor.
Yep.
Natalie Portman is reprising her role as Jane Foster, and she's going to be the female Thor like they did in the comic books.
She's rock solid.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited about that. I was excited about the Thor news, but now I'm really excited. I'm ready for a female Thor. I'm with that.
Yeah, I'm totally with it too, because the quality of what Jason Aaron wrote in the comic books and the storylines that he developed, they're sitting back going, he's out of control, that guy.
That God Butcher and all of that, whoo!
He's tough, man. But it's going to be neat to see what he pulls out on this, because they might look for some information from him, but it's all in the story. We won't spoil anything because the movie's not made, but if you read any of the Thor comics, Jane Foster is a character that has to do a lot of things to keep herself alive and keep herself going.
Yeah.
It's not a movie, but I still won't give you any spoilers because you probably want to go out and get the graphic novel. And
so
Love and Thunder says it all.
Yeah. Let me cross over real quick.
Go for it.
So before this announcement, I had an idea of what I thought Thor 4 was going to be. And I thought it was going to be a torch passing movie. And I thought we were going to get Beta Ray Bill.
Still could be, maybe.
And we still could get Beta Ray. But
because sorry to interrupt you.
No. Go ahead.
But what Jane has going on as a character, as the female Thor, lends itself to.
That's a lot of plot right there to unpack.
I mean, Beta Ray Bill can't be too far off. I mean, could Beta Ray Bill even show up feasibly in the Eternals film? I mean, it's because he's out there. He's not like he's on the moon.
No, he's
Beta Ray's out there. Yeah, he's on a multiple world.
Yeah, he's maybe
he just happens to look like Thor.
Yeah. Now, obviously, when Infinity War came out and we heard that Thor was going to be wielding Stormbreaker, which is the name of Beta Ray Bill's hammer, everybody got excited. And if you go back to Thor Ragnarok, there's a shot of a giant building, and there's 3 faces on it, and one of the faces looks like Beta Ray Bill's face. So like we were very
I think
excited.
Marvel was testing us on their reactions.
They were teasing us.
Yeah, you're right, because everything they put in their movies, there's all these fans like ourselves and whatever, and some fans that take it to the next level. They look at everything, they compare it to comics, and they're able to help sell stories. So Marvel's got this built-in fan buzz that's already happening, helping to support their films and everything.
Yeah.
Now look at when Mjolnir, the Thor's main hammer, hammer disappeared. Yeah, Molinar, whatever you want to call it, sort of disappeared, and he couldn't lift it up, and it broke, and whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
I mean, there was suddenly kind of a bizarre-looking axe weird thing that Thor was wielding. Stormbringer. And Stormbringer is a great character created by Michael Moorcock, famous science fiction writer.
Okay.
The character's called Elric of Melniboné, and he's a vampire kind of guy. He's got this long hair, and he carries a sword called the Stormbringer, and he's not a hemophiliac. He's
albino.
He's an albino, and he's a great character, very much steeped in the Conan fashion, like Robert E. Howard's Conan.
Yes.
So it's really quite neat. But there's a lot of things they could be doing with that. This Thor film is, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Now, do you think they're going to keep Fat Thor, or are we going to get... She can't fall in love with Fat Thor, right? So they got to give us the original Thor. Now, crossing over real fast.
Sure.
Now, everybody got hyped up thinking that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was going to be titled Guardians of the Galaxy. That Thor was going to have a major role in that. Can he still have a major role in that? Or is that just like a little tease that may come or may come later?
No, I think he's going to have a major role, because you can look at a couple different options. Either whatever transpires and Jane becomes Thor, which is going to happen in the movie, somewhere along the line, he has to either disappear or the dreaded DIE.
Oh,
so he dies in the Guardians film. The hammer goes to Jane,
and the fact that
because she's worthy.
Yeah, we won't even get that third Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy to the Phase 5.
Okay, that means we can play around with Jane for a while until it gets there.
So Hemsworth may die in Thor 4 and then pass it over, or maybe not.
No,
maybe he'll live. Maybe he'll live.
Well, look, first of all, he's on the Guardian spaceship, right?
Yeah.
So we don't. Doesn't have to be any real reference, but
so he won't die in Thor 4.
But we'll find out exactly how Jane shows up. But I don't know if she's going to become the Thor. Could be at the last moment of the movie. I mean, Hemsworth could sneak him in for a fast comedy shot there. Not a comedy shot.
No,
he could have his cameo scene.
It's still going to be him.
Him and the Guardians didn't take off in the ship. We just know he's going to hang with them. Yeah. He was on the bridge, wasn't he, with them at the end of the last film?
So that means he won't die off in Thor 4, because Thor 4 is going to come before Guardians 3.
Correct. They'll give it another film.
Yeah. So, yeah. And Hemsworth has already expressed that he's willing to do more Marvel films. He loves it right now.
Well, we're talking about Shang-Chi also. Oh, sorry, were you going to say?
No, okay, go. Yeah, slide into Shang-Chi.
Well, Shang-Chi, the master of Kung Fu, is going to be in a film called Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Well, who wears 10 rings in the Iron Man world, or that cosmic little world there? Well, it's not even cosmic, that world. The Mandarin.
The mystic world.
Now, the famous British actor, he was fantastic in the role last time.
Yes.
But
Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley?
Sir Ben Kingsley. Excuse
me.
Put some respect on his name.
I will. But they were worried about hurting the feelings of the Chinese at the time.
Yes.
All the markets were a little more delicate and stuff.
Yes.
They realized the market is worldwide, hugely worldwide.
Yes, it's a global market.
It's so big, it's not even out of control. And it really grew for Marvel's MCU in this last few films. So that character was a bit of a comedy, a little bit of a caricature of the character. But we all bitched and moaned. We want the real Mandarin or something that much power.
There was a lot of people who were disappointed by the fact that we did not get the real Mandarin, that we got like the knockoff, like the deep fake.
Yeah.
But now we're going to get the true Mandarin,
the real deal,
with the powers. and the Mandarin is a badass dude.
And he really is a badass character. And what's interesting is, in the story behind Shang-Chi, in the comics, again, I'm sorry to keep referencing the comics, but it all comes from the comics.
Yes, sir.
So what the hell can we really do? Fu Manchu has a child with a Caucasian character in the series of comic books, and they have a child named Shang-Chi. So he's a direct descendant of that character. Since there's obviously not going to be a Fu Manchu in this film, it's very feasible that the Mandarin is going to be his father. We might find out.
Ooh.
Why would he be in this film? It's possible.
It's definitely possible.
And
I never thought about that. That's crazy.
Should be really good.
So you can get the pivotal, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader moment with that.
Sure, why not? I mean,
for this generation.
Yeah, well, comics and stuff are every
the
generation.
mediums are all intertwined.
Correct.
Like they say,
And every generation's looking for that kind of a theme. there's no rule that says it has to be in the Star Wars universe by itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a really cool fact I wanted to interject was, I thought this was really neat. It's comic related, it's Marvel film related. The director of the Shang-Chi film, his name is Destin Daniel Cretton.
Ooh, nice name.
It's a cool name, isn't it? I think he's a British guy. He actually is well known in Hollywood and the film scene around the world for these great collaborations with Brie Larson, who is obviously Captain Marvel.
Oh, so there's a connection there. That's awesome.
So, but he's real talented. He's made a couple cool films. He was involved in a TV show called Kim's Convenience on CBS.
I've seen that show.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, it's an all right show.
I wish I had seen it. But there's a film that's all circling, a film that he worked on called Blood and Water, which has been circling around the film festivals in America and Europe and stuff.
Okay.
And people are blown away by that also. So an extremely talented person. And I think I think it's going to add a nice charm to the Shang-Chi character.
Ooh, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten
Rings.
Rings. That's going to be cool. Henny Boy number 2, I got some brand new news for you.
Do you? I'm shocked.
Yeah.
What do you got going on now?
So we got the Black Widow movie coming out, which is going to be awesome.
Finally.
Yeah. So Black Widow takes place in between Civil War, Captain America Civil War, and Avengers Infinity War.
It's a great place for it when you think about it.
Definitely a great
Because of what
spot
takes
to
place
land.
at the end of Endgame, obviously, if you haven't seen the film by now, I don't know what to tell you, but obviously she did.
Yeah.
You know?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But I think she's a great character, and as Feige said, he said, she's a good character, and this is the right place. It's the right place to put her, right time.
Yeah.
She wasn't really right at the end of Iron Man 2 or 3, whatever he said.
So she's going to be in a broken down place.
Sure.
And we're going to get to watch Natasha build herself back up. So if you think of, the end of Civil War, you had half the Avengers locked up. You had Captain America and Iron Man both at odds with each other. You had the Accords in effect, which sure. As of Spider-Man Far From Home, the Accords are not a thing.
Sure.
So that's a big thing for everybody to remember. So you have what is considered her family divided. So I can definitely see where, Natasha Romanoff would be in a dark place.
I'm not shocked. I mean, we got a little brief hint of her young childhood origin when she was young and dancing.
Yeah,
there was
the Red Room.
Like they were bitten a little bit in the Red Room and everything. Not bitten, but I mean, they were just beaten a little bit and treated like shit.
It was rough. All all the girls who are able to survive the Red Room and just become assassins. So you also have the guy from Stranger Things.
Which character's in it? Which character?
Hopper.
Hopper?
Yeah, he's the cop.
Oh,
yeah,
he was
play...
most recently seen in the Hellboy movie.
Yes, he's gonna David something Harbour. I forget.
He's kind of a bigger, kind of barrel-chested kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah, so he's gonna play the Red Guardian.
All right, so that's interesting.
Yeah, when the Red Guardian is a counterpart to Captain America.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Which connects to her character.
Which connects to her origin.
I think it's like Avengers number 43. Alexei, that's his name. That character goes back to Avengers number 43, 1965, I think it is. He's a real good character. I don't want to spoil it and tell you what his outcome is, but he's a good character. It fits really well. It connects with her real well. And Captain America is a major part of that story also. We were in the middle of the Cold War then. It's a great time for that.
So now,
I'm looking forward to this movie.
Yeah, as far as the MCU, do you think that we're I feel like we gotta see Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye.
Well, I mean, look, they said they're going to connect. What TV show was going to be connected with?
No, he's locked up, so we won't see Renner unless we don't know when he was granted.
But just think about what we were talking earlier. What we talked about earlier in this episode, that Marvel will make a dedicated effort to show the Scarlet Witch TV show that's going to be with the Vision.
Yes.
It's going to connect to Doctor Strange. Remember that whole thing?
Yeah, so they're interconnecting their TV shows.
So
with
Hawkeye
the movies.
will connect inevitably.
Yeah, he's got to connect, right?
But remember, we had his female daughter at the end of the last film shooting arrows. Remember that?
But that's the future. So it'll be Hawkeye.
There will be a Hawkeye, but Jeremy will pass the torch on also, I think.
Yeah, but for the Black Widow movie, Hawkeye will make an appearance. So Rachel Weisz is playing a character called Melania. So she's going to be in that too. She's very
How
excited.
funny, the president's wife's name.
No, yeah. Yeah, so I personally love Rachel Weisz. Like when she was in the Mummy movies, like she stole
great.
it. Yeah, like she was a phenomenal cast. She's a really good actress. I feel like she's gonna play a villain role. She went through the Red Room.
She does play a bit of a sassy woman, doesn't she?
Yeah, She's got the chops to play, to play a villain. So I can see that, but I don't remember her ever playing a villain.
Well, the last thing I wanted to mention about the Black Widow film, which I think is real important, is if you remember back in the cycle of the first 10 films, and the first couple waves there, the first 3 waves that culminated that decade there, we had a great film called Captain America.
Civil War?
And the Civil War was the second one.
Oh, but are you talking about Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier, and we had the first American. What was the first Cap movie? It was called
First Avenger.
The First Avenger, and the second film. The third one is the one that's sort of like an
Civil
Avengers
War.
film.
Yeah.
Still a good movie, but the first 2 were much better, and
Yes.
especially the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Winter Soldier was a very serious,
Still a great movie.
in-tone movie, and still is in my top 2 always of.
If you want to get a well-written character playing a Captain America or a pure superhero role, the good guy, you reference the dialogue and the acting in that film.
Yeah.
Choice. My connection to that is this. Because of all these films that got coming up in the next couple of years,
which are going to get a little bit more
Marvel MCU feel to them,
Yes.
let's say, right? I think the Black Widow film could be the closest thing to getting us a bit of more of a serious film,
like
aka
the Phase 3,
Phase 3 Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
kind of effect.
the Phase 3 and the Phase 2 films, which were tougher. Yes.
And she's a good actress in general, and that's a good storyline,
She could definitely pull it off. I definitely want a more serious movie, because I know some of these movies are going to get a lot more happier. They're
already showing it. It's happening, but...
Yeah, in the quippy.
If they're still entertaining, I'm still happy.
Yeah.
Just don't cast Charlize Theron as, like, Black Widow or shit or something in the future. So I'm really tired of her shit.
Yeah. So, a quick note, for Spider-Man 3... they've said that the villain is going to be Kraven the Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm excited about.
Oh, yeah. Kraven's Last Stand.
Yeah, that was an epic Spider-Man story.
Epic.
Yeah.
Good character, too. Goes back to the early days. Was originally a Sinister Six member.
Okay.
So we might actually see him in that. That would make sense.
Yeah. So, to touch on some things that were only touched on.
Now, this was let me go back 1 second.
Okay.
This, Kraven was a San Diego announcement?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I missed some of the announcements
today.
I
didn't get
I was busy with the Hall of Fame stuff I was watching on TV.
I figured that if you and I got together, we can compile notes and we'd have enough. So, just to touch on something real quick. The X-Men are coming, but it won't be till Phase 5. But the development is starting. Which
Give me more news than that. What about a certain Benjamin J. Grimm?
Well, we'll get to them, but just regarding the X-Men, like I said before, like I had a feeling they were going to push them back. We just had this year, an X-Men movie, which was the final in the X-Men cinematic universe.
Thank God it ended. It's over, because that film was horrible.
Yeah, it was a bad film.
So, what do you think about casting a new Wolverine eventually? Got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, Scott Conn, baby. Scott Conn.
Conn, what a great call.
Son of James
That
Conn.
popped out so fast. He's been on. That's been on your mind.
I've been thinking about it. I have been thinking about it. He's 5'5", and obviously, no offense to Hugh Jackman, but Hugh Jackman's a tall man. Wolverine as a character is a shorter character. I don't know exactly.
So we're going back to a traditional.
Hopefully, we get him in the orange and brown suit, which is personally my favorite.
Yeah, it's
suit.
a little more more rustic look.
Yeah,
to
we
it,
don't need the mustard yellow.
I know.
We don't need the old X-Men. We need that one, and I think Scott Conn has the aggression to pull that character off.
Well, if you want to make him if you want to refresh the character, I'm not saying it needs to be refreshed.
And he is a bit of an older cat, like he's up there.
Well, Wolverine did something earlier. It's just, he had that unshaved face. He did that before,
I feel, Marvel's got the tech to make him look a little bit younger, but I feel like he's got the acting chops to pull it off.
These guys are professionals. So if it's either they become professional as a stuntman or an actor or even with their physical.
They take their role serious.
Yeah, if you're paid millions of dollars to work, you'll hire 3 experts on getting in shape.
Yes.
And you could turn that Con kid into a specimen in 7.5 months.
No, absolutely.
So it's going to happen.
Yeah.
If he's getting paid $75,000, he's not going to do it.
I can't see, and to me, for some reason,
he's been itching for a good role too.
You need a slightly older character to play Wolverine.
Yeah, a little more grizzled.
You can't have him like a 29-year-old. That's too young.
No.
So everybody remember
something, brother.
You heard it here. Scott Conn. We need to put that energy out there.
So officially, that's 716 certified.
That is 716 certified.
Exclusive.
Yes, sir.
Exclusive to the weigh-in.
So
Henny Boy number 2.
Henny Boy number 1.
Oh.
So Fantastic Four. So first of all,
just to say those words, they sound so awesome.
Before we even go into,
can I say another good couple words?
Please.
Okay,
please.
Doctor Doom.
I was just going there, brother. Doctor Doom. We're gonna get the real Doom. Doom.
You know, he's slightly based on Adolf Hitler a little bit.
I can see that.
But they're going to tone that down. But he's going to be maniacal, menacing, murdering. He's going
to be impressive.
Oh, he's going to be. It's going
to be comic book accurate. Kevinfeige said that we're going to raise the FF up to the level that they deserve.
That's his quote?
Yes, that is his exact
that's a great quote. I'm going to use that quote next week, man. Okay, I'm definitely going to use that quote. I love that. He said that at San Diego, too?
He said that exactly. And you know Kevin Feige, he has a passion for these movies.
You know something?
So we're about
next year, you know where we got to go?
Where we got to go?
S.D.C.C.
We got to do it.
San Diego Comicon-Con.
We got to do it.
We bring our recorders.
Yes.
Folks, this is an advance warning. The Henny Boys from the Weigh-In Show
we're going to San Diego Comicon-Con. So you're going to hold us accountable.
Yep.
I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you did. You're the fucking man. So
we're going to have to stay a couple days because that, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You got some other things to visit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So Fantastic Four. We're finally going to get. They were the first big team.
They were.
Nobody else had.
That was Marvel's big. That was Marvel's moneymaker in the early days.
The Avengers were good. Big team, yeah.
But the FF were it.
And all the powers and all the personalities of the characters in the FF are really phenomenal and really need to be explored. I am so excited. And not only them.
So am I, really.
With Fantastic Four, you get the Surfer. With Fantastic Four, you get Galactus. Okay, like you get a whole stable. You get legit villains.
You get
Annihilus. Oh my God.
You get the Psycho Man. There's a whole bunch. Hey, let me tell you, like right now, they've been able to milk the rest of the Marvel Universe real well. They're really good at how they adapt. You know, Eisner, the guy that runs the company, said a while back, sorry if I'm quoting again, but he said, I'm very happy to, paraphrasing, I'm very happy to own the company. We're very happy that we made the purchase. We love the Marvel characters and everything else. But you know what I think is the most important thing in the whole deal? And one of the reporters asked him, because he was actually asking the question back to them. And they go, what is it? He goes, every single story is storyboard. Meaning every single comic book is actually a storyboard of a particular story.
So they already have the movies lined up.
Yeah, because they're all illustrated.
Like already.
Yeah.
They don't even have to design them. They can just get the comic.
The comic is a storyboard, essentially.
That's crazy.
And when he said that, it crossed my mind, and I never brought it up until today because you just gave me this great news about the FF. The thing is, the way they milk the Marvel properties, the way they do such a great job of it, arguably, and I mean this, arguably, some of the most rich potential minefield to base it on, to pull from is the legacy and the mythology of the Fantastic Four. Yeah. It's all cosmic.
Yes.
You know?
And this is the direction that they're trying to go. They're trying to go
ever since the Guardians films, everything's been cosmic.
And the Fantastic Four, they're so entrenched in the cosmic landscape. Wow. And they needed the Fantastic Four.
They did, because they were getting a little stiff. Like, the X-Men brings a little comedy in there, because Wolverine's always quirking with the Beast in the old days, you know? And he kind of liked Kitty Pryde. He had little hots for her, even though she was a young girl. He respected her and everything.
So we get another level of sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like a higher quality sci-fi than even the Guardians. And not that the Guardians is a quality, but like...
The Guardians still has a lot more...
intelligent sci-fi.
Exactly. The Guardians still has some serious moments, but it's always about, Rocket making a comment, they're about to charge, they're like a bunch of cavalry guys in the Civil War.
I really like Reed. I like all the smart characters.
Reed's fantastic. You got the wife, which is great, and the possibility of the children.
Sue Storm. Oh, and the children can be... we'll get to the children on another day.
But think about what do they like? What do you like the most in the Guardians, or what is the most popular thing? I should say. You've got Groot and Rocket. They're like pals, right?
Yes.
Back and forth.
Camaraderie, that buddy cop thing.
Right, and then we got Batista's character and everything. He cracks jokes in a real deadpan way. The FF has two of the funniest characters in the Marvel Universe: Benjamin Grimm,
and Johnny
Storm.
Wow.
So there's their comedy.
Yes.
And Ben's got problems because both him and Reed fought in World War II. Benjamin Grimm is Jewish. He can't change back. There's a lot of identity stuff going on. Side note here, beep, beep, beep. The Benjamin J. Grimm character was loosely based on Jack himself, Jack Kirby.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he tried to base him on him because he fought in World War II. Jack fought in the Battle of the Bulge.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Jack fought the Nazis.
He fought in the Battle of the Bulge?
Yeah, Jack and survived.
Jack.
Thank God, man.
In Phase 4, we get Thor 4, and we may get a tease for Fantastic Four in Phase 4.
Why not?
But what about the Eternals?
Well, the Eternals, funny you should mention that. The first thing that Marvel has on their website after the San Diego information from the first big
Comic-Con?
day at the San Diego Comic-Con, thanks for clarifying that for me.
You said Room H?
Salon H.
Salon H,
which
okay.
must be the biggest space in San Diego.
Gotta be.
It's Jack Kirby's The Eternals.
Jack Kirby's The Eternals.
Now, people know those characters. They're known as the Celestials. They've battled Thor most of the time. There's another connection. It's cosmic. It's outer space.
Yes, another connection.
Could connect to Beta Ray Bill. It's all there.
Yeah.
It really is. So, in some ways, Phase 5 is a little bit of rebuilding, a little bit of characters that you know,
they said
to kind of get us to the next phase.
They said Phase 4 was going to be about beginnings. Like Avengers Endgame was an end.
Yeah.
No, Phase 4 is going to be about beginnings. So we got Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie is going to be Athena. We've got Richard Madden is going to be Icarus. That's the main character.
He's from
Game of Thrones.
Yes.
One of the main Stark brothers.
Yes.
I think he doesn't survive, but he's one of my favorites. Also,
Spoiler
a real good British show that came on. He played a Secret Service agent on a real recent Netflix show. Sorry, it slips my mind. He won an Emmy for it last year. Fantastic.
We'll put it in the comments.
If you remember the guy who was in Silicon Valley, he's the Pakistani American actor. His name is
Stuber.
Yeah. His name is Camille Nanjiani. He plays Kingo, kind of a lighter character in the Eternals series.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's Jack Kirby at his heart. When Jack left Marvel in the early 70s, he went over to DC, created the Fourth World, as we know. When he came back to Marvel for a couple of brief years, he brought back one really great story that he was thinking about. Probably would have been connected to Thor and the New Gods and everything, but it never happened. And it was the Eternals. And it's kind of nice that Disney's going to pay homage to that characters, or all those characters, because they're really good. Well, I got to tell you, man, the amount of information that came out of San Diego Comic-Con on the first big day, mind-boggling, as you could tell from this amazing episode.
Yeah. And we're not even done.
No, we have more to talk about. Who knows what's going to happen on day 2 when they wrap it up. Tonight when I go home, there's going to be a ton of stuff.
There's going to be so much
and
more
we'll get right on that. And we still got to talk about the TV shows. We haven't touched upon the TV shows.
We will get to that.
And a few other things. So for now, folks, this is the way in.
This is the way in.
We're signing out.
Signing out.
Be good.